Often we're asked, when is the best time to purchase a vehicle? Generally, it comes up as a question near the end of the financial year when clients have got a good profit and they're trying to reduce down their tax. So the first thing we have to realise is that an asset like a vehicle is different to an expense which can come off your tax. Basically, a vehicle lasts more than 12 months, so therefore it becomes an asset in the balance sheet and you can claim the depreciation. The thing about cars is that they run on a calendar year versus a tax year. So in June, a car is effectively 6 months old, so a 2021 vehicle model is getting closer to a 2022 year than it is a 2021 year. But for income tax purposes, June is in the first quarter. We're only 3 months into the year. So it's actually more skewed to the beginning of the financial year than it is near the end of the financial year, which is the opposite to the calendar year. Now, why is it a better time to buy it in the first 6 months than it is necessarily in the second 6 months of the tax year? Well, in part, it comes back to the depreciation. If you're purchasing a vehicle in June, you'll get 9 months depreciation. If you're purchasing a vehicle in March, you get 1 month's depreciation. And while depreciation is generally linear, the idea is that if you're trading a vehicle in on that vehicle, often the depreciation recovered can be greater than the book value of the asset. Let's say, for example, you've got a vehicle that's worth $4,000 on the books, but you'll be given a $24,000 trade-in on the new vehicle you're purchasing. That $20,000 is depreciation recovered. The depreciation on a $60,000 vehicle for 1 month is around about $2,000. So $18,000 is then triggered as being taxable income through depreciation recovered. So the sooner that that's planned to be done, the easier it is for us to calculate out and to do some tax planning based on the recovery versus the depreciation. Once you work out when the best time to purchase the vehicle is, the next question we're often asked is, how do I pay for it? I've got cash in the bank, or I can use money to borrow against it. Now, I have a personal philosophy. My philosophy is that the cash is used to cycle through. So if anything has 90 days of a life cycle, cash should be used for it. A fixed asset, like a motor vehicle, will generally last longer than that 90 days. So therefore, we should look towards borrowing for it. Now, if I use it at a very sort of simplistic example, if I purchase a $60,000 vehicle, and I use cash to pay for that, that $60,000 is after cash money. So I've got to pay tax, after tax money. I've got to pay tax on that before I can spend $60,000 cash. Now, the tax on that is about $23,000, meaning I have to make $83,000 of profit, pay $23,000 tax to purchase a $60,000 vehicle. Now, if I finance that vehicle, that finance may cost me somewhere between $850 and $1,000 a month. So therefore, the cash I've got sitting in the bank is already there and I don't have to worry about using it. All I have to worry about is funding the cash flow each month to pay for that vehicle. Now, of course, that's debt retirement. And if you retire down debt, that still comes off the balance sheet. But a $60,000 vehicle has depreciation off it, and on an annualised depreciation is around about $18,000. So if I'm paying $1,000 a month in loan repayments over a 12-month period, that's $12,000, meaning I have a $6,000 advantage to me as the difference between my depreciation and my repayments on the loan on that vehicle. Now, of course, over time, depreciation reduces down because of the preloading effect, but at the same time, my loan payments will remain stagnant. So over a 3 to 4 year loan, we should end up in a neutral position for tax, but the cash flow has been preserved in the year in which it was generated. Now, of course, some people don't like debt. If you don't like debt, paying $23,000 up front to get a $60,000 vehicle makes you feel happier and safer. There's no right or wrong answer. It's more along what your preference is. But generally, cash cycles, assets last a long time.